Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The Baltimore Ravens have reportedly made a bold move that's turning heads across the entire NFL landscape. And it's not just about adding depth, it's about building dominance. Sources close to the organization have hinted that the Ravens are finalizing a deal to bring in offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins, a name that instantly sparks intrigue among fans and analysts alike. Known for his nasty streak, physical presence, and relentless energy in the trenches, Jenkins has been described by scouts as a wall of fury when protecting his quarterback. The Ravens, who have been desperately searching for more consistency and toughness along the offensive line, seem to have found the perfect match. Imagine Lamar Jackson having just an extra second or two in the pocket. That's potentially game-changing. Jenkins' arrival could symbolize a new era of power football in Baltimore, one that merges finesse with brute force. And while the official confirmation hasn't yet dropped, insiders claim this move is closer than ever. The vibe around the Ravens facility reportedly feels electric, like a team ready to level up its identity and truly protect its franchise quarterback. If this rumor solidifies into reality, the Ravens might have just built themselves an immovable wall of purple steel. When you talk about Tevin Jenkins, you're not just talking about an offensive lineman, you're talking about a mentality. This is the kind of player who brings fire, grit, and attitude every single down. He's the guy who blocks until the whistle, then stares down defenders as if daring them to try again. That's exactly the kind of energy Baltimore thrives on. The Ravens have always been about physicality, about imposing their will in the trenches, and Jenkins fits that culture like a glove. There's something poetic about a player like him joining a franchise that's built on toughness. Imagine the offensive meetings, the film room filled with clips of Jenkins bulldozing defenders, setting the tone, and igniting that old-school Ravens swagger. It's not just about protecting Lamar. It's about sending a message to the entire league that Baltimore's line is no longer a weak spot. And with offensive coordinator Todd Monken dialing up creative schemes, Jenkins could become the cornerstone of a more balanced, more confident offense. Fans are already buzzing online, saying this could be the missing piece that transforms Baltimore from playoff contender to Super Bowl favorite. It's still unofficial, but the whispers are growing louder. The excitement around this potential acquisition isn't just emotional, it's strategic. The Ravens have faced countless challenges protecting Lamar Jackson, especially against high-pressure defensive fronts. Tevin Jenkins brings versatility, having played both guard and tackle positions with skill and aggression. That kind of flexibility could be invaluable for Baltimore's system, where adaptability is everything. Coaches reportedly admire his ability to read defensive stunts, anchor against bull rushes, and open up running lanes with explosive power. The idea of pairing Jenkins with players like Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum has fans salivating. Imagine the trenches filled with pure muscle, intelligence, and nastiness, a combination few defensive lines would dare to challenge. There's also talk that Jenkins has matured significantly over the past couple of seasons, evolving from a raw prospect into a leader-by-example type. If he brings that mindset to Baltimore, it could inspire the entire offensive unit. The Ravens have always valued chemistry as much as talent, and Jenkins' fiery personality might be exactly what binds this line together. This rumor may still be floating under the radar officially, but within football circles, it's already being called a potential masterstroke. Behind the scenes, insiders claim that the Ravens front office has been eyeing Jenkins for months. General manager Eric DeCosta, known for his ability to find tough, undervalued talent, reportedly sees Jenkins as more than a short-term fix. This could be part of a long-term vision to build an offensive line that can dominate for years. The Ravens' offensive struggles last season, particularly in key third-down situations, often came down to protection breakdowns. Jenkins' addition could flip that script entirely. Imagine Lamar stepping back, knowing he's got a fortress in front of him. That kind of confidence changes everything. It allows deeper play designs, gives receivers more time to create separation, and lets the running game flourish. Jenkins isn't just muscle. He's a technician with violent hands and perfect balance. Coaches love that. And fans? They're already dreaming of pancake blocks and highlight reels. If this move goes through, Baltimore's offense might finally catch up to its championship-caliber defense. The Ravens have been knocking on the door for years. Maybe, just maybe, Tevin Jenkins is the key that finally kicks it open. There's an undeniable buzz around Baltimore this week, like the calm before a storm of excitement. Reports suggest that some players have already reached out to Jenkins privately, welcoming him into the Ravens family before anything's even official. That says a lot about the locker room's enthusiasm. They know what kind of player he is, what kind of tone he sets. When a lineman walks in with that old-school toughness, everyone feels it, from the quarterback to the running backs to the coaches watching film. You can't teach that kind of energy. You either have it or you don't. And Tevin Jenkins? He has it in spades. The idea of him wearing purple and black feels almost cinematic, like a perfect casting choice. Some analysts are even comparing this potential signing to when Baltimore drafted Marshall Yanda, a move that quietly defined an entire era of Ravens football. If Jenkins can bring even half that legacy, this could go down as one of DeCosta's smartest moves yet. It's still technically a rumor, but if history tells us anything, where there's smoke in Baltimore, there's usually fire. As speculation continues to swirl, rival teams are reportedly watching with concern. Nobody likes the idea of Baltimore adding even more strength to its offensive line, especially with Lamar Jackson at the helm. Defensive coordinators around the AFC North are already losing sleep over how to break through a line featuring Jenkins. His reputation for finishing blocks and playing with controlled aggression makes him one of those players you hate to face but would love to have. There's also talk that this acquisition could influence future free agents, offensive players who want to join a system built to protect and dominate. That's the ripple effect great signings can create. For now, though, all eyes are on the Ravens' front office. Will they make it official? Or is this one of those off-season whispers that never materializes? Fans don't seem to care. The hype train has already left the station. Baltimore is dreaming big, and for good reason. Because if Tevin Jenkins does indeed land in Maryland, one thing's for sure. The Ravens won't just be protecting their quarterback. They'll be protecting their identity as one of the most feared, physical teams in the NFL. The second wave of rumors hit the internet today, and now it feels less like speculation and more like destiny. Tevin Jenkins to the Ravens. It's a story that just makes sense on every level. Reports from close sources suggest that contract discussions have moved past the exploratory stage, and both sides are enthusiastic about making it happen. What's fascinating is the chemistry already forming before a single snap is played. People inside the Ravens camp say Lamar Jackson himself has been vocal about his excitement, reportedly calling Jenkins a game-changer in private conversations. That kind of endorsement from your franchise quarterback says a lot. It's rare for a lineman to generate this much buzz, but Jenkins isn't your average lineman. He's a tone setter, the kind of guy who walks into a room and instantly raises the bar. If Baltimore finalizes this move, the entire offensive philosophy could shift from reactive to aggressive, from protecting to attacking. It's that shift in mindset that separates playoff teams from champions. The fan base can already sense it, and the anticipation in Baltimore is reaching fever pitch as everyone waits for the official announcement that could reshape the team's future. Inside the locker room, players are reportedly preparing for what they're calling a new era of Ravens football. You can feel the excitement in every quote and every leaked text thread. This isn't just about adding a player. It's about reestablishing Baltimore's dominance in the trenches. Jenkins embodies the kind of mean streak the Ravens used to be famous for, back in the days when opposing teams dreaded traveling to M&T Bank Stadium. His style of play reflects everything the franchise stands for: toughness, discipline, and a little bit of intimidation. Coaches reportedly plan to redesign parts of the offensive line strategy around his strengths, giving him room to operate as a mauler in both pass protection and the run game. That means bigger lanes for J.K. Dobbins, more breathing room for Lamar, and a more balanced attack overall. It's no coincidence that this rumor surfaced right as the team enters its most crucial phase of the season. It feels calculated, like a power move both on and off the field. If true, Baltimore isn't just preparing for games, they're preparing for greatness. Outside of Baltimore, analysts across the league are starting to acknowledge what this move could mean. Tevin Jenkins joining the Ravens could be one of those under-the-radar acquisitions that shifts power dynamics in the AFC. Think about it. The Bengals, Browns, and Steelers have all built defensive units designed to chase Lamar Jackson. But if Jenkins steps in and locks down his side of the line, that chase becomes a lot harder. It's chess, not checkers. Baltimore is making the kind of strategic move that shows long-term vision. Even former players have weighed in on social media, praising the potential fit. One ex-lineman tweeted, "Jenkins in purple? That's a nightmare for defensive ends." Fans are echoing that sentiment, flooding comment sections and forums with excitement. They're calling it the Wall of Charm City. And honestly, it's fitting. Baltimore has always thrived when its identity is built from the inside out, from the line of scrimmage outward. Jenkins' arrival could mark the rebirth of that formula, the foundation for another run at the Lombardi Trophy. It's not official yet, but it feels inevitable. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Meanwhile, whispers from team insiders suggest the Ravens front office has been quietly restructuring cap space to make room for Jenkins' deal. That kind of preparation doesn't happen by accident. It's the type of move you make when you're confident the deal will get done. And for a franchise known for its calculated aggression, this aligns perfectly with how Baltimore operates. Jenkins, still young but already seasoned, represents the ideal mix of potential and proven performance. His addition would send a clear message not only to fans but to the rest of the NFL. The Ravens are done playing catch-up. They're building to dominate. Imagine the ripple effects on the locker room. Every player would feel that boost of confidence, that reassurance that the organization is fully committed to protecting its stars and chasing championships. It's the kind of acquisition that defines seasons. Fans are already imagining the announcement video. Jenkins walking through the Ravens facility, donning the purple and black, shaking hands with Lamar. It's cinematic. It's powerful. And if the rumors hold true, it's coming sooner rather than later. One thing that's certain, the Ravens are not making this move lightly. They know the spotlight will be intense, the expectations massive. But that's the thing about Baltimore. They thrive under pressure. Bringing in Tevin Jenkins would mean betting on grit over glamour, substance over flash. It's a statement that says, we're not just trying to win. We're trying to control the line of scrimmage. In today's NFL, where offenses are built around speed and space, the Ravens are doubling down on strength and stability. And that might be the smartest play of all. Jenkins isn't a viral highlight guy. He's the silent enforcer who makes those highlights possible. For a team that's been criticized for not protecting its star quarterback enough, this move would silence the doubters. You can already picture opposing defenses trying to adjust, realizing that the easy paths to Lamar are now sealed shut. If the deal becomes official, the Ravens will have built not just a line, but a legacy of protection, one block at a time. And so, as the clock ticks and the whispers grow louder, Ravens fans wait with bated breath for the news to break. It's that familiar mix of hope and excitement that only football can create. The thought of Tevin Jenkins anchoring the offensive line feels like destiny, like the missing puzzle piece finally sliding into place. Baltimore has built one of the most dynamic rosters in football, and this move could be the final reinforcement that pushes them over the top. Jenkins represents everything the Ravens have always valued: toughness, loyalty, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Whether this rumor turns into reality or remains just that, one thing is clear. The conversation has already changed. The Ravens are no longer just contenders. They're visionaries building something formidable. And if Jenkins does step onto that field in purple and black, one thing's for sure. Lamar Jackson will sleep a lot easier knowing that a wall named Tevin Jenkins stands guard. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.